Welcome. All right, so we're going to talk about the AFC and NFC championship games that are happening on Sunday. We're going to start with the Philadelphia Eagles playing against the Washington Commanders. So the Eagles are going to be the home team, and in this game, me personally, I hope and I have the Washington Commanders in Jaden Daniels' inaugural and rookie season pulling out the win and the championship game against Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles. What do you see in this one?
Honestly, Barkley having a combined total of 262 yards between receiving and rushing, that's going to be a really big threat to the Commanders, of course. Barkley's been an unstoppable force when it comes to playing throughout an NFL game this season. Almost coming close to breaking the record for rushing yards in a season. He's unbelievable. You have Robinson and Jane Daniels for a combined total of 128 yards, which doesn't even come close to, let alone the single-handedly 160 the 162 yards that Saquon Barkley has, and that's almost untouchable. You have a combined total from a couple of players, and you try to add it up to the amount of yards that one player has. It's just kind of like that equation just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, for sure. And frankly, it should be a lot of rushing yards on the ground, not only with the quarterbacks, but with the running backs as well. Saquon Barkley should feast, especially considering the weather conditions. It's supposed to be a colder game, and there potentially could be snow. Not only are both quarterbacks in Jalen Hurts of the Eagles and Jaden Daniels of the Commanders both known to be running quarterbacks, but again, the running backs could be huge factors in this game, whereas a younger quarterback who is, as we know, more healthy than Jalen Hurts, who suffered a couple injuries in their last game, Jaden Daniels is coming into this game quite healthy, should be very healthy to run a lot of yards against the Eagles. It should be a very interesting game.
Yeah, absolutely. Last game you had full points from players like Ertz, McLaurin, McNichols, and Robinson. Is a lot of drive from the Commanders, and that's why I personally think that they're going to take this game. I hope they do, a bit of an underdog, but I really hope they come out on top of this one and head to the Super Bowl.
So you heard that. Cole has the Commanders. I also have the Commanders. I think it would be a great story to see the Washington Commanders, led by a rookie quarterback who is a team who was second last in the league last year, make it all the way to the Super Bowl. Should be a fantastic game, a fantastic opportunity for a guy like Daniels, making it all the way to the Super Bowl. That will be quite the story. Now let's head to the AFC game, where we have the Kansas City Chiefs facing off against the Buffalo Bills. Now history, frankly, has been on the side of the Chiefs. What do you see in this game?
Honestly, when it comes to the Bills and the Chiefs, you have the Bills who have Josh Allen, and, last game he's got 2 touchdowns. They're back-to-back right after Ray Davis has, the opening touchdown to score the drive for the Bills, keep on pushing for the win. And, of course, they get it over the Ravens with Andrews absolutely selling the game out. He had the ball in his hands in the end zone towards the end of the game, and, if he caught that ball, the game would have been over and they would have won. But the Ravens just couldn't secure it, and the Bills are going to take the game.
Yeah, for sure. And again, this is a matchup we've seen before: Bills versus Chiefs. The Chiefs, they're a team that's won so many one-score games this year. You got to stop to think: will they win another one-score game against the Buffalo Bills? Josh Allen and his squad have been a great presence and a great team in the AFC. You got to think, even with the losses of a guy like Stephon Diggs in the offseason, they have been a team to really mess with. They have been all as advertised, and they have the star power to get them to a game like this. You just got to see if they have the star power to match up with a guy like Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and the likes of those guys, especially with Taylor Swift in the stands. As you know, the referees, they might like the Taylor Swift angle of all these things. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think Taylor Swift plays a large economic role in of it. It brings in a lot of fans. They're here to not only know that Taylor Swift is also in the same building as them, but Taylor Swift's boyfriend Travis Kelce, of course, is in the building as well. Of course, last game he did score a touchdown as well as Hunt. They were able to take the game. But I just don't feel as though that Mahomes is going to have the drive that Josh Allen's going to have in this game, and I do feel like the Bills are going to take this one on.
Yeah, it should be a super interesting game in that respect, especially with a guy like Chris Jones on the defensive side of things for the Chiefs. It'll be an interesting one. What do you have for a prediction for this one?
That's a tough one. I'm gonna go Bills to win by 5 points.
Bills by 5. Okay.
5.
That's totally fair. I have the Chiefs winning this one. Again, a one-score game like they've been doing all season long and in the postseason as well. I have the Chiefs by maybe 6 or 7 points. They seem to find a way. No matter what they do, they find a way. I got the Chiefs here.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah. It's tough, coming in from the regular season. The Chiefs have had a couple of close games, especially when it comes to teams like the Carolina Panthers where they win by 1 or 2 points. It's a tough one. I think the Bills are going to give them a good run for their money. I definitely think that it's going to be a good game to watch for sure. You got the AFC, NFC championships. I think this is going to be a good Sunday.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, and I think it will be a phenomenal Sunday. One for the ages to set up a huge Super Bowl a couple weeks from now, which we will absolutely be watching. So stay tuned. We'll be talking about that one.